Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Liv's Thoughts. I wanted to quickly make this because I just saw a TikTok that sparked this idea and I didn't want to write it down for later because I have my ideas right now. I just watched a video about this guy and I honestly might put it right here so you guys can view it. But he said that in America, this guy was questioning about if running and lifting at the same time was even healthy, and how we're so focused on the negative aspects of change that we say that it's anxiety inducing and disorderly and whatever. And I said, I don't think that is why people have a hard time making change in their life. I think because of the paradox of choice is why people have such a hard time changing habits and changing patterns in their life. At least, honestly, in my case too, I think that this was the biggest downfall of my fitness journey in general, of why I could never get fit for so long, is because there are so many fucking options. You don't know what's going to work best for yourself until you try. We talk about the scientific method of life. Scientific method of life, draw yourself a hypothesis, test your hypothesis, see if it works pretty much. We all know how the scientific method works. If you don't, go watch my fucking video on it because I talked about it in terms of making decisions for your life. But I really do think that the reason so many people have such a hard time kickstarting change within their life is because there are so many options on how to change. You have to take it one step at a time. This is where people talk about not diving headfirst into a diet or a lifestyle change. You have to take it slow and have to take it step by step, or else it's going to crash and burn very, very quickly. It crashes and burns very, very quick. It crashes and burns very quickly because there are so many options for us to choose. Options are fun. I love having an option when it comes to a meal. I love having an option when it comes to an activity. But when it comes to your day-to-day routine, options should not be in there. Genuinely. I think when you're figuring out what works for you, you're going to run through times where things work, things don't. You're going to have to try and eliminate and add and work out a process that works for you. But if you're consistently stuck in between, my consuming versus doing video, when you take so much advice and you have so many options available for you to try. Thank you, Theo. When you have so many options for you to try, it's almost like picking none is the best option because it's overwhelming to think of the what ifs if you pick the wrong option. And I think that trial and error when it comes to changing your life is the only way to figure out what works for you. My way of living will probably not work for most of y'all because I am an individual with BPD and I can't handle, I love routine, but I can't handle boring. And the way that I live my life, I don't think a lot of people would like to live their lives the way that I choose to live my life, genuinely. I think the way I live my life is problematic to a lot of people. But it's problematic because I'm very indecisive with my decisions because of this stupid paradox of choice. I'm so indecisive with a lot of things that I allow myself to have more anxiety throughout the day because I allow myself to have more options. And when we allow ourselves to have more options, you're going to get messy real quick. And I think that if you're looking for advice when it comes to choosing stuff to change your life, scientific-based methods genuinely work for most people. Scientifically building a lifting plan science-based lifting works for most people. Unless you have a disorder, unless you have a illness, a sickness, or something of the sorts, science-based lifting will probably work for you. And I think that when people just have an infinite number of working out options, running, lifting, Pilates, yoga, HIIT, boxing, kickboxing, there's so many options. The easiest option is to do nothing. The easiest option is to just stick with a walk. I don't even want to think about it. The easiest option when you get into the gym is just to go around on the machines because there's so many fucking options you don't know what to do. And if you don't have an idea of what to do, there's so many options in front of you. So come up with a clear path for yourself and realize that you working on yourself is going to look very different than the person next to you, anyone in your family. It should look different than your partner. People are individuals and trial and error is going to be the only thing that works for you. Trial and error is what will help you find a correct routine for yourself. But if you're constantly stuck in this idea of it's going to be harmful to me, it's going to be too much, it's too much pressure, I have to ask questions in order to do this. It's okay to ask questions, but you shouldn't have to question every step. Getting healthy, making decisions for yourself in and of itself is easy. Put it on pen and paper. Making decisions should be a very easy thing, but our emotions get attached to it. and the what ifs happen, and our nerves happen, and we think about all the other possibilities out there. And that is also part of the paradox of choice when we think about the possibilities of everything else happening. And so I don't think people are lazy. I just think that the paradox of choice has ruined our ability to be able to decisively make decisions for ourselves and decisively create a life for ourselves that is one that is constantly evolving and constantly getting better, rather than like having to trial and error. Like trial and error is going to be a part of that getting better, but completely diverging your path every single time, or not even making progress or ending up back at the same spot, is simply because we have so many options to pick from. And if you don't stick to one, you're not going to make progress. So that's just kind of a thought I had really fast and wanted to share because I thought it was interesting, and kind of just made me think about a lot of things about my life that I have never connected the dots to. But the reason I can't be indecisive with a lot of shit is just literally I have too many options. You need to limit your options. If you have so many options, you're never going to make progress. Like, the what ifs of what if you pick the wrong thing is always going to be there. The what if of this could be the thing, but also I kind of feel like my gut's going towards more this thing, and maybe your gut's lying to you. Like, there's so many things that go into play when it comes to the paradox of choice. So I just wanted to share my little finding. I'm nervous to take this out because I don't know if it's going to be blonde enough yet. A little 10-minute timer for my bleach on this side. I think I need to leave it in a little bit longer, actually. That's a long time to leave some bleach in, let me tell you. It's been in for 25 minutes. So that's a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie, but oh freaking well. I'm just gonna leave it in for a little bit longer. Anyways, that's all I had to talk about. Peace, love, and happiness. Talk to you later. Bye.